my chips. I'm getting rich. Running up digits, counted up 6 stacks. My money flipping, let's take a trip. Splash. Standing on business, tycoon rich. I'm rich. Look at my chips. I'm getting rich. Running up digits, counted up 6. My money flipping, let's take a trip. Splash. Standing on business, tycoon rich.
All right, great morning, happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday. All right, and so today we're, of course, like you guys already know, we do our live trading every Tuesday at 8:45. We're trading the NASDAQ pair. For those of you all that aren't familiar, trading the NASDAQ pair. So NASDAQ is very simple, straightforward, right? It's the index that caters to investors interested in innovative, growth-oriented companies like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and others, offering a diverse selection of industry leaders driving economic progress and technological advancements. And these are just some of the companies that are comprised within the NASDAQ index. They're also talking about incorporating some to NASDAQ as well soon in the future. So that'll be very interesting as well. But we have Apple, we have Comcast, Monster, Cintas, we have Paycheck, Ross, Adobe, Microsoft. So a lot of companies that you all are already familiar with. We're trading the index and the performance of these assets comprised. Okay. And so what I like to do is I like to go over, number one, the concept that we have that we use when we look at the charts. And then not only go over the concept, but also break down, what we're actually looking at. Okay. So today I'm just going to go straight into the charts, and I'll break down the rules that we have as we're looking at the charts. Okay. So I'm going to go here. And the first thing that we do is we talk about, we want to look at the market conditions. Okay. And we're going to go over yesterday's trade as well. But today I want about what the market conditions are. So if we look at the price right now, it was ranging. Okay. It had a little pop out, right? So we see that the price kind of just moved to the upside there. And now we're kind of slowing down again until market opens. So just looking at the overall trajectory of where we are, right? Let me just zoom out a little bit. We can see that price is moving up, right? So we have a little uptrend here, right? But it is moving up to the upside and has created higher highs and higher lows, okay? So with that being said, the directional bias for today, okay? Now, of course, we have tactics and we have certain rules that kind of help us to make decisions, because at the end of the day, the market can do whatever it wants, so you can't get so on what you believe the market is going to do. Take the clues and the confluences of what the market is presenting so that you can make the most informed decision. Okay, so considering that we're in a little uptrend here for NASDAQ, I'm going to show you guys the rules that we have for trending markets. Okay, so let me just navigate over to there. 1 second. Okay. All right. So these already determined market condition. Is it ranging? Okay. So we already established that we're in an uptrend. So when it's in an uptrend, the second step is it says when the market is in an uptrend, look for buys only. Okay. That's how we got our directional bias. Now, what do we use to determine entry? The entry, once you've determined directional bias for your entry, you're looking for a BPC confirmation or a BPC rejection. Okay, so what does that mean? Breakout, pullback, continuation. That's what the BPC stands for. So let me just do a full breakdown, visualization of what that looks like on the chart. Okay, so let's go back to the chart here. And great morning to everybody that just joined. Great morning. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're looking at bases of the 15-minute chart. So because price is just kind of stuck in this area right here, right? Price is stuck in this area right here. We're looking at the performance of, we want to see a BPC either here or a BPC here. Okay, so those are our two levels that we're looking for BPC. So what does that look like? Let me go to a lower time frame so we can see a better version of our candles here. Okay, so we have things that we're looking for: breakout, pullback, continuation. So I'll explain this from a seller's perspective, and then I'll explain buyer's perspective. So we have a bearish BPC, and then we have a bullish BPC. Okay, so the bearish BPC, meaning that we get a breakout, pullback, continuation to the downside. This is what we call a BPC confirmation. It's a confirmation because we have confirmed all 3 points to enter the trade. Okay, so when we're looking at that, what does that look like? We want a bearish candle to break out of this zone. So imagine that this line is our bearish candle here. Okay, we want a bearish candle to break out of this zone. Once that bearish candle breaks out of that zone, we then want a pullback. So that looks like a bullish candle that tries to pull back but never comes back into the channel, right? So this candle just kind of stays in this area here. So it pulls back here, okay? And then we get a nice engulfing candle to the downside, okay? Nice engulfing candle to the downside. So that looks like this here, okay? And notice how the structure, so this would be a bearish candle here. It engulfs this candle, but it also breaks past this area, okay? So that clear break is very important when it comes to a BPC, because that tells us that there's a possibility that the sellers have control of the market and they have potential to push the price to the downside. So this is what we would call a one confirmation BPC, meaning that we have a candle that broke out, we have one candle, right, as far as the bullish candle that popped up, or two, right? But then that final red candle here is the one that engulfs it in that one move. And if it engulfs it, then take the trade. Okay? So that's the bearish BPC. Now let's look at the bullish. And great morning to everybody that just joined. Feel free to ask questions if you all have any, okay? All right. Sylvester, great morning. Great morning, Mary. Great morning. See you guys. Okay, so now let's go to the bullish BPC. So with the bullish BPC, it's opposite. Okay, we're looking for a bullish candle to break out of the zone here. Okay, bullish candle to break out of our key level, and then once it breaks out, we're looking for a pullback. Looking for a pullback here. Okay, this pullback stays above this key level right here. Okay, this pullback stays above this key level right here. And then we get a nice engulfing bullish candle to the upside that clears this level right here. Okay, so this would be a one-step confirmation right here for BPC. Okay, so we have breakout, pullback, continuation. All right, and we're looking for price to continue to the next key level. That's what continuation means. Okay, so looking at that, and based on where price is now, we're looking for those type of setups at this level here or this level here. Okay, based on where price is, we want to pretty much see if we can get into a good setup off of that. All right, so let's take a look at the yesterday. That was a significant move. That move that happened yesterday was actually enough to be like 2 to 3 weeks worth of trading. Right? So we got that in like 5 minutes. So sometimes that happens in the market. And that's why you have to be consistent and patient, because when those opportunities come about, you want to be in position to take advantage of it. So shout out to Mike, Mary, Kelly, Sylvester for all taking advantage of that move yesterday, right? That was significant, and that was it was just a great entry, guys. So you did a fantastic job with that, okay? So now let's go look at, let's see here. Let's go look at this trade, and we're going to dissect it, because we got in on a sell here. We took a short profit here, and then price reversed, and then A lot of the students got back. We're going to talk about this, okay? And basically, what we have here, I'm actually really proud that they got into that because that was a really good setup. Okay, so let's go to. So we're on a 5 minute, back a little bit as far as the replay. And let's break this thing down here. Let's break it down. Because we started to get a BPC a little earlier yesterday on this sale, right? So I'm going to go to the 1 minute because that's where we look for our BPCs. We look for our BPCs on the 1 minute, guys. We look for the BPCs on the 1 minute chart. Okay, so that's important to note because it gives us a quicker insight on what we're looking at. Okay, a quicker insight on what we're looking at. So if we look at this candle here, it's 924 from yesterday. All right, and let's go ahead and go 925. Let's see, 6. Okay, now here's my breakout. Okay, here's my breakout right here. That's my breakout candle. So let me just put that. I'm gonna write on so it can stay on there. Let's see. Let me get that. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's my breakout. Okay, there's my breakout. That's my B right there. I know y'all try to make it clear a little bit, but there's my breakout right here. The body of this candle broke past this key level. Okay, the body of this candle broke past this key level. Okay, so now let's go to the next candle. Still a breakout. This is still a breakout. We have not gotten a pullback yet. Sometimes on the breakout, it can be consecutive candles, guys. Okay. There's my pullback. So now I know I have my pullback here. So let me go ahead and put P here. And then I can check that off as well. There's my pullback. Okay. Going. And let's see what the next candle does for us. Okay. So this one was tricky, right? Because yes, the candle came down to this point, but the body of the candle is still equal to this level right here. So this is not technically continuation yet, y'all. This is not technically continuation because the body of the candle closed pretty much at the same level right here. Okay, so moving forward. And look at that candle. So because jump in on that, there's a candle that bounced up here. All right. So we were patient. Let's see if price comes back, resets. Yes, so we get a nice strong sale candle, engulfs this candle, and it breaks this. That's our entry. You see my line right there. That's the entry right there. Okay, so then we get into the trade, and now where do we get out? I think we got out. Let me see. We got out right before price went to the downside. So it was a short TP on this one. I think TP1 was like right here, actually, right where price is right now. Okay, so we took TP1 and let's see. Yep, TP1 was like down here, guys. So it worked distance. It wasn't a major move, but it was some profit, right? Took TP1 and let's look at what happens here. Okay, let's see what happens. Price starts to find some major support. Okay, so once price broke here, okay, so we got a little bit more continuation, right? But we'll see that price starts to find support right up in this area here. Okay, we never go past this level, so we see some buying momentum here. So what we talk about in the academy, and mind you, we had continuation, guys, so that's why we had a BPC. So C should have been checked off as well, but we got our continuation. That's why we entered to like down here. Okay, but with the C checked off, all right, and we got our BPC. That's the BPC confirmation, guys. Knowing that there was a lot of momentum of the buy coming into the upside, okay, there was a lot of momentum coming into the upside, and we see that there is there's some strong candles here, right? The body of these candles are strong, so there were some students that got into this move, right? So if we look at here, let's see how price responds at this level right here. Let's see how price responds. Okay, so we're gonna go through it here, right? So what we're looking for is another BPC. Okay, so there's our breakout. There's our breakout right there because the body of this candle closed above the key level. Okay, next we go to the next candle. Okay, all right, and then we got some continuation here. Okay, so sometimes with the breakout, price might continue to go up. So at this point, because the buyers have so much momentum, we go to the 5-minute to see if there's a potential buy signal. And in this case, it was. So here's a buy signal here, okay? And then you enter here, right? So let's just play this out here. And I'm going to talk about a tool that's going to help us to determine how long we should stay in the trade, where are the active buyers and sellers in real time, okay? Because that will help us to make the best decision as far as getting in and out of the market, okay? All right, so here we have it here, okay? So that's the entry right there, okay? So the entry is there, and so now students entered around this area here, somewhere in this area, okay? And so let's say, for instance, we play. So our next target, without even looking at any other tools or anything, we will look for price to probably at least retest this area here, okay? Retest this area right here, all right? And so when price retests this area here, okay, we got to determine, all right, are we going to stay in the trade, or is price going to continue to go to the next key level, okay? Next key level. So let's go back to the 1 minute. And what I'm going to show you guys is a tool that helps. It's basically an active order book. Okay, so order books basically shows you how many buys and sells are active in the market in that current time. So we can look at past structure, right? Past price that has happened in the past, because we found support here and there was support here, right? We can look at that and say, okay, cool, this is a good buying opportunity. But how do we know the price that happened over here is not the same price that happened here? We can see the candles here were a lot smaller, even though we found support. These candles are a lot larger and they have a lot more momentum. So we need to look at active price action, okay, active order flow, so we can see exactly what's happening in current time to make the best decision on how to manage the trade. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys this tool, okay, and this tool here, I'm gonna break down how you can look at it, okay. So what we're looking at are active orders in the market, okay, and so with the active orders in the market, let's say you would have entered somewhere around here, okay, so let's go to the next candles here. So here you enter, let's just say you enter here. Let me zoom in a little bit. And please, guys, if you have questions, let me know, because I'm talking about something a little bit new. So this is just in conjunction to what we're already doing. This isn't anything new or anything like that. This is just helping us to manage the trade while we're in it, okay, while we're in it. And then I'll also kind of go over the entry of this too. So let's talk about the entry, and then I'll talk about managing it. 1 second. Okay, so the buy came in here, right? This candle right here. If we look at this chart here, we can clearly see the active orders of buys is 178,000 buys here, right? Versus 128,000 sales. So that tells us in real time that the buyers are in control. So if we look at price and we manage it and we see, okay, let me see how price responds at this level and then at this level to see if more buy orders come in, okay? But that tells you right there that this is a solid buy because there's more buys at this area than there are sales, okay? So now let's go to the 1 minute. Let's go back to the 1 minute. And on the higher time frame is more money, so you'll see that it's a higher amount, right? But let's just look at this. I'm gonna let the data load. Okay, so we have 33,000 here, 24,000 here. But look at what's happening. 40,000, versus 22,000. 34,000 versus 15,000, right? 25,000 versus 15,000. 21,000 versus 16,000. So on these three levels right here, that tells you that the buyers are in control between here and at least here. And at least here. Okay? So if you wanted to set a target, you could set that as a target. But because we use BPC as an indication if we want to continue to stay in the trade, that's how we know to stay in. So let's just keep going here, because if you look here, at this point there's 13,000 buys. There's literally almost no sales here. So if price breaks past this area, we know that it's probably going to shoot past everything, right? So let's keep going. I'm gonna go ahead and play it out a little bit more. Okay, and great morning to everybody that has joined. If you guys have questions, please let me know. Okay, Michael says, did we go to the 5 minute because the sale was rejected? I stayed on the 1 minute. Okay, so the sale was rejected. I stayed on the 1 minute. Okay, so you're saying, so it depends on where you got in on that sale, Mike, right? Because I got in like right here, and I was able to get out like down here somewhere, right? So if you stayed on the 1 minute, that's fine as well, right? Because you definitely saw a potential entry right here based on the BPC. So here's the thing. Once you come back into this range area here, the reason why the 5 minute signal, the reason why I look at the 5 minute signal is because that shows volume, right? So we'll see in the past that there were buys at these areas here, right? So we see those buys, then we know we have potential to at least retest this area here because it came back into the range area. Now, if you see a BPC on the 1 minute, that's also a good indication as well. But the 5 minute, I feel like it's a little bit more confirming because that signal is coming in because it's basically showing that there's volume here on this move. So it's a little bit more confirmation. The 1 minute will get you in faster, but the 5 minute confirms the volume behind the move. Okay, so let me go back to the 1 minute. Okay, and we're gonna continue to play this out here. I hope that answered your question, Mike. If not, let me know just to make sure that I'm answering it clearly. Okay, so if we go here, we can see. Okay, we play it out. Okay, here we go. So we're going through it here. And we can still see the buyers are still in control. 45,000 versus 16,000, 30,000 versus almost nothing. Now the sellers aren't even here anymore, right? So we're bypassing this area here. Now, let's go ahead and hide. Let me go ahead and hide this real quick because I want y'all to be clear on what we're looking at here. So we're just looking at market structure. Now we're looking for another BPC here. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. So we go to the next candle. Okay. There's our break. There's our breakout. I don't even think we got to pull back after this. I think it just went crazy. But there's our breakout right there. Okay. Here's our pullback right here. It stayed in this area. Okay. Okay. There's still valid. Still valid because if it uses as support, it's still valid. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Still support here. So now our continuation, we're waiting for price to break past this little area right here. That's what we're waiting for price to break past for continuation to determine if we're going to stay in the trade. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Still in it. Still in it. Okay, and there's our breakout. There's our continuation right there. So let's look at this. All right, we see what's happening here. Okay, but let's also go back to the order flow. Okay, let's go back to that real quick. And it's 9:15, so we'll go through this in a minute. Hold on 1 second. Let me just do a quick little replay back to this candle here. Okay, let me just go here, about right here. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and show the data here. And let's pay attention to what's happening. So not only are we looking for our BPC to determine if we're going to stay in the trade or not, but look at what's happening here. At this point right here, we're looking at, this is where price, okay? This little red candle, this is where price is right here. So we have 32,000 buys versus 19,000. So that tells me that there's a chance that the buyers can continue to push price up because there's more buys here than there are sales based on where price is, current price. Okay, now let's go ahead and move forward. Let's go to the next candle and watch what happens. Okay, so now we're here. Now this is a zone right here where we call point of control, meaning that there are a lot of buys and sales here. Okay, so we have 60,000 buys here and 29,000 sales here. And watch what happens. Look at the difference here. 60,000 versus 29,000. That's over half, right? So look at the difference here of what we're looking at. Okay, there's one buy right there, buy candle. They're coming in. 50,000 here, 40,000 here. Okay, versus 27 and 37. Okay, so here we go. All right, still straggling along here. And then we see this nice strong candle here. The price just blasted from here, right? Because at this level here, 82,000 buys that came in, was 42,000 buys. Okay, and so now we can see to the left here that there are almost no sellers in play. So we know that there's a confidence level that price can at least retest the next level. So let's go ahead and play it out. More buys, no sales, guys. Look at that. More buys, no sales. This is real time, okay? So we get here. We passed this threshold, okay? More buys, right? More buys, no sales. So we keep going here. All right, so now let's look at this here. Let me move these out the way. Okay, move this out the way. All right, so if we look here now, what do we see? 17,000 buys versus 19,000 sales. So the sellers might be coming in at this level here, right? So what should we be doing, right? We should be locking in profit. So our profit should be locked in profit, okay? Because this is the threshold of the sales right here, right? So now let's go ahead and play it out. Okay, we're still in the position. Now the buyers are coming back in, 34,000 versus 19,000. So that tells us that we can take it up to another level, okay? And which we do, right? No sales here, no sales here. Okay, so we're still in it. And then there's our sale right there. Where price is at this moment right here, okay? 30,000 buys versus 33,000 buys. So your take profit at this point, you want to pretty much keep it right here to where price could potentially either get stopped out or you stay in the trade. All right, so we go here, okay, still in it, and then you're stopped out here. So you roll this trade from here down here to all the way up there. Great move. We had Kelly made over $1,300 on this move. Mike made over close to $700 on this move. Mary made about over $900 on this move. So this was a really, really good setup, guys. So great job, great job. I wanted to do a full breakdown of that so you guys could fully understand what was going on. Does that make sense to you guys? Let me know in the chat so I can kind of get a feel for if you understood what I just explained. Let me know if that was good. Put a one in the chat or something like that if you guys understood what I just explained to you guys. Put a one in the chat. Okay, put one in the chat. Let me know so we can all be on the same page. All right. So that's the breakdown of order flow right there. Okay, so let's look at recent market action right here because it's 9:20 now. So let's see what we got going on. I'm gonna go ahead and hide this for right now. And let's see what we have presented to us. Okay, bring this down a little here. All right, excellent. Okay, so this is the 1 minute. So I'm gonna go back to the 5 minute here. Yeah, put a one in the chat if you guys understood that. If that was pretty straightforward for y'all. 5 minute has found some support right here, guys. I see nice little uptrend happening here. Okay, I see some nice little structures here. So we got pull out here, push back, right? So we get this little structure right here. We might catch another good move. Hopefully the market stays bullish for us. Okay. All right. Let me check the comments. Okay. Good. Good. Will we be adding that indicator? We'll need this setup for that tool. You can use this, Mike. So this is called the. Let me see. It's called the activity and volume comparison. So when you get it, all I do is I just take off the settings. I just take off the show visualization of the look back period just because it gets a little cloudy when you have that on there, right? So you'll see like, let me see if it'll come up. Oh, okay. Well, it didn't come up on here, but basically, oh, there it is. There it is. I had to show it. It'll show like these like gray lines, and I just want that to be clear. So I just take that off, and I just take off the show visualization period so that it's clear and I can see my candles here, and then it's gone. Yep. Okay. So that's what we're looking at right there, guys. So we'll I like to put this in play once we're in our positions already to kind of read what market is doing. So we'll keep this on the line here. And then there's also, so this is the comparison mode. Then you have something called the net order flow mode. So the net order flow kind of just gives you a clear indication of who's in control right now, which is the buyers. Right? So it's just showing you that there's no like real sellers that's in play right now. Okay. So that's the net order flow. So that could be used more so for like take profit in stop loss areas to help with confluence on that. But in regards to like just the general settings, to use the I like to use the comparison. Okay. All right. So it is 9:22, and we have broken a level here. The buyers got some momentum going right here. And we can see that there's no sales in play right here right now. Okay, so we have to, of course, you guys already know that we wait till after 9:30 before getting into any trades. Okay, so now our two levels that we're looking for BPCs are here and here. And based on the way price looks, it looks like price is going to find support off of this level right here. There's $54,000 worth of buys here, and there's only $18,000 worth of sales here. Right now, that's happening. So if price comes here, pulls back, there's a lot of support here because there's a lot of buys here to potentially take it to the upside. But we'll see what price gives us. So in this case, because we're in the trend, guys, we will look for a BPC rejection, right? So we might get a break here, but the pullback comes in strong here, okay? And then we look for a potential entry on that. Now, because we're in a trend, we might have to look for that buy to get in quicker on the 1 minute. Just depends on how the market is moving, okay? So typically, if it's in a range, we can play that by the 5 minute, but I don't know if the 5 minute is going to trigger in time for us to catch this move right here. And if we do get a buy to find support, okay, so we might have to get in on the 1 minute, but we'll see how price plays out. But right now, you guys can see that there's not a lot of sellers playing ball right now, and we can clearly see that based on our candle action right here. Okay, so that's what we're looking at right now. Again, our directional bias is a buy, right? And so let's look at potential stop losses and take profits if we do get in a buy around this area here. Okay, so if we were to get into a buy around this area here, stop loss would be Let's see, this would be one level here. This would be two levels. Yep, and that's exactly where our point of control is too. So point of control is like you see these little gray boxes is when prices kind of even or close to each other. So you'll see 49,000 and 47,000 as far as sales and buys here. Okay, so that would be about right here, right or right there would be our stop loss if we were to get in. Now, price is moving up, so we might have to adjust that, right? Because here's our first level here, and then we're getting more buys to come in around this area here, okay? And then that's our second level anyway, right? If we look here, it found a little bit of support right there, okay? So it's 925. 925. We're gonna manage our trades, okay? And we're gonna see what opportunities we get today. We're going to see what opportunities we get today. No problem, Mary. No problem. Okay, Sylvester, I'm assuming that's a yes to you understood what was going on. So, good stuff. Good stuff. So, let's see here. Let's go back to, let's go look at the 1 minute real quick and see what type of structure we have, even though you can't really have too much structure on the 1 minute, but let's just see what's happening here. Okay, so we got our breakout pullback, a little bit of continuation. It's slowing down right now, probably because the market is about to open. So just to figure out where it wants to go. So our entry, guys, will be either here or here. That's our entry. Okay, so looking at these two possible entries here. 18,065 level or the 18,216 level. Okay, those are the two levels we're looking at for possible entry. So we have currently 2 minutes and 53 seconds until market opens. If you are online and you want to participate, which I highly encourage, that's how you get better. Okay, you can go to tradingview.com, get a free account, and use paper trading. Use paper trading to start, practicing demo accounts, practicing with fake money. Okay, until you get comfortable enough to, to trade with real money. All right. So let's go to, let's see, we have 218 left, and we're just going to be patient and wait and see what happens. And for those of you all that aren't familiar, we are in the trading combine from our $50,000 to $750,000 challenge. Okay. And off of the move, I mean, Kelly might be almost halfway there. Kelly and Sylvester might almost be halfway there after the move they got yesterday. If not, they close to it. And I know Mike is up there and Mary as well. So, yeah, let's see if we can get some more good opportunities today, y'all. Let's see if we can get it. So, what y'all think today? Buy or sell? What y'all think? What we getting into today? A buy or a sell? What y'all think? Let me know in the comment section. Buy or sell? What do you guys think? I'm on the bull side today for sure. I'm on the bull side today for sure. But what y'all think? Buy or sell? Let me know. Let me know. 1 minute and 15 seconds until the market opens. And we're going to see what type of price action we get today. I'm going to go ahead like this because I want to pay attention to market structure. Okay. And we are less than a minute away, guys. Here we go. Let me move my take profits areas in the picture here so you guys can see. All right. Here we go. It is 35, almost 35 seconds left here. 35 seconds. Okay, Mike says a buy. Mary says a buy. Sylvester says a buy. Yeah, I think we all on the same page today, guys. We all on the same page with that one today. For sure. Okay, 20 seconds. Here we go. 20 seconds until market opens. All right, be prepared. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting ready for a buy. I'm not in one yet, but I just want to kind of measure out because price could just shoot up here and we need to be in position. Okay, so market is open. Market is open. All right, so there's our first level of support here. So if we break out here, that would be 1, and then we will have 2. So our stop loss will be like somewhere here. Okay. All right, let's see how this plays out for us, guys. Let's see how this plays out for us. And let me just make sure my levels are correct here. Look to the left. Make sure my levels are correct here. Okay. Pretty decent. Pretty decent. We are getting some pushback right here. Put a little level right here. And a little bit of pushback right there. With the ultimate levels right there. Alright. Let's go reset chart view. And let's see what we get, guys. Let's see. So we got to look at either this level here or this yellow line right here, y'all. Those are 2 levels. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and move this blue line up here so it's clear. Those are the 2 levels we're looking at. Okay. Are we going to get a BPC to the downside or are we going to get a BPC to the upside? That's what we're waiting on. Okay, so still got a lot of time on this candle right here. If we find support right here, that would be great. That would be really good. Okay. So here we go. 3 minutes on this candle right here. Let's see what type of orders coming in right now. Let's see what type of orders we're looking at right now. Let's see what we got. Okay. And price is loading right now. And we can see what type of situation we're looking at. But we definitely want to get our BP either here or here. That's a confirmation or not. Okay, notice how prices are kind of going back and forth here. Okay, right now we do have more buyers in the game right here, but at this level we have more sellers, which is where it got rejected here. So very interesting to see. But at this level right here, the buyers are dominating, 45,000 versus 88,000. So this tells me that if we get here and we get a buy signal, that will be a good support and a good BPC rejection here. Okay? Between this level and this level right here. So let's just see how it plays out. We have 1 minute and 55 seconds left on this candle right here. Okay? No news today, so all the volume that we see should be around this time, but we'll see. But the rest of the week, look how the buyers switch gears here, right? No sellers in the game here, right? So we're approaching this level, okay? We're approaching this level. More buys coming into the market, all right? So let's look at this. Now, what are we looking for? Getting closer to this level right here. I'm going to my 1 minute, and I'm going to look for my BPC now, so that we're getting closer to this level right here, okay? So I'm going to get my buy. So we have 1 level of support here. Here's our next level. So my stop will be, well, if we break here, this would be 1 level, and then this would be 2 levels here. So about right here would be our stop, potential stop. Okay. So let's see if let's see how price responds at this level right here, guys. Okay. Here come the buyers. So we already got a buy signal on the 1 minute, but I want to see a BPC right here before I get in. Okay. I want to see a BPC before I get in. So my potential stop loss for a buy right now, let's see, 1 level would be like right here. Okay, for potential stop for the buy. So that's 18,147. 18,147. 18,147 for potential stop for the buy. If we were to get into a buy. Okay. So right now my risk is around around $500, so I can go up a little bit. Let's see, 8 contracts. How much would that be? 604, but we still got some room to move up here, so I'm gonna leave it. I think 7 is good. Let's see. Yeah, I think 7 is a good space. Okay, so make sure you guys are managing your trades as well. Okay. Right now we're getting a little bit of back and forth action, which is totally fine because we're near this point of control here, meaning that there's a lot of buys and sells in this area, but it's not necessarily taking off yet. Okay, and this can go in either way. Again, these are live orders in the market right now. All right. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's see if the buyers can find some support right here. Let's see. The sellers are trying to come in. The buyers put more buyers in here. Let's see. Who's going to hold the price? Okay, and then also another entry will be good down here too, guys, too, at this level. Either this level or this level will be good. But if we get, let's see, because of course, I will have to adjust the stop loss if we come down here, right? So let's see what happens. Okay, 10 seconds on this candle right here. 10 seconds on the candle. Seller's trying to come in. As you can see, right now it's kind of even. Seller's got a little bit more of an edge. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay, so now we're approaching nil here. So we're either going to get a BPC rejection or a BPC confirmation that'll let us know if we need to get into a buy or sell. All right, let's see how this candle does. Is it going to hold or is it going to break through? If it breaks through, then we need to start getting in position for a sell. Okay, 15 seconds on this candle. Looks like it's trying to hold. Let's see. It is more buys here than sells. All right, 21,000 versus 13,000. All right, that candle held, but let's see if this next candle will hold. All right, not bad, not bad. Okay, they got some pushback right here. 32,000 sells right here versus 24. Interesting, very interesting how this is playing out here. Okay, but we're still looking for our structure here, for our BPC. Either here at this level or at this level right here. Okay, let's see what we get. I think the buyers are going to find some support right here though. Let me go to the 5-minute real quick. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to find some support right here. So I was trying to come in though. They are trying to come in. The buy get up here, then it might be the price probably going to take up to the upside because we got 96,000 versus 54. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Still waiting, guys. Still waiting. Okay, so we didn't get a break here. So we know that the buyers are in play. Okay. You know that the buyers are in play. But right now, it's kind of an even game until we get up here. Right, but right now the sellers are fighting back. There are a lot more sales in the game right now. Okay, here we go. Looks like they're trying to retest this. The Bears are trying to retest this 18,065 level again. But the buyers might hold this level right here, 39,000 versus 17. Let's see how it closes though. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's see. This level right here is holding strong. I'll tell you that. Okay, that's good. That was good. Didn't close out strong though. Didn't close out strong. We gotta be patient. Gotta be patient here. Right now, it's kind of even kill right now. They fighting back and forth. There's no like clear distinction that who's in control right now. No clear distinction on that. Excuse me. So we are waiting. We are waiting. Okay, and great morning to everybody that might have joined. We're just waiting for our entry here for NASDAQ. Okay, for NASDAQ. Moving a little slow today, y'all. Let's see. Just gonna be patient though. Here we go. It's definitely finding support here. Would have broke out by now. Here we go. Okay, so where would our stop loss be? One here, and then one here. Would be good. 18,044. 18,044. We'll see how it closes. Can we break through, guys? Let's see. Definitely found support. What I don't want is for us to get here and then we get rejected again to the downside. That's not a bad. It's not a bad entry, but I'm not in anything yet. I want to clear this level. I want to clear this level right here. It's too much back and forth action right now for me to feel confident in that. Strong buy support here, we would have seen some clear movement here, right? But it's been a lot of back and forth, so I'm going to wait until we clear this level right here. That's what I'm waiting for. And this price could do this, come back, find support here, and then we push up to the upside. Here we go. I think the buyer's starting to step in a little bit now, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see if they can push this thing through right here. Let's go to the 5 minutes, see if we're getting any type of buy signal here. Not yet. Not yet. Definitely got more buys coming in though. Definitely got more buys coming in. Let's see. Again, I'm not entering in any trade until we clear these levels right here. That's what I want to see. And Need to see some type of break. Okay. 9:45, guys. Still early. Still early. Let's be patient. And let's wait for our entry. Okay. Wait for our entry here. Let's see. Here we go. 35 seconds. On this candle right here. I don't know. We got 71 versus 34. Let's see. We might break past it. Let's see. Can we break past it? There we go. You're kicking that now. Here come the guys. Now we just got to break past this little area right here. Bring this down a little bit. Here we go. Here we go. Less sellers here, more buyers. Now I'm just waiting for the BPC now. Okay, there's our, if we close, that's our break right here. Potential stop loss, here's one level, here's two levels. Okay. Yeah. Potential stop loss is 18,126.25. Okay. 20 seconds left on this candle. 20 seconds left. Can we break above this level right here? That's the question. All right, I like it. Good break. Good break. Okay, there's our break right there. I don't know. That's cutting it close. I'm not going to call that no break right there. That's too close for me. I need a clear break. I need a clear break, guys. This next candle could be our clear break, or maybe the candle after, but I need a clear break. Okay. Clear break. Let's here we come to the downside right here. So let's try and creep in. We've been stuck in this little zone area for about 15 minutes now. A little over 15 minutes. Let's see how price responds. Let's see how price responds. Okay. Candle had a wick on it, not bad. If we get a candle to break past here, then that's a good entry, but we'll see. We need the candle to break past this little entry right here, this little line right here. We need my candle to break past that. That's my threshold right there. All right. 35 seconds on this candle. 35 seconds. I think we're gonna get a break though. It's just struggling a little bit. I think we might get a break though. We'll see. Now, if it break past here, then we probably have to start looking for a sale. That's a strong one. Look at that. Wow. Okay, so what I'm looking at is an M structure here. Now that we're getting rejected here, I'm looking at an M structure. Okay, if we close to the downside, got 42 seconds left on this candle though, so we'll see. See if we can get some continuation. 25 seconds on this candle right here. I'm on the 5-minute chart. 25 seconds. Excuse me. All right. We're approaching this level right here, guys. We're retesting this level. Let's see if the price will hold here at this point of control, or will it break past it? What's going to happen? We do have more buyers in the market right now than sellers, but it's not significantly much more than the sellers, right? So we'll see. Right now, the way price is, it can go either way because it's not any significant difference between the two. Okay, we're just being patient here. And then they play out. Remember, these are our two levels. This one right here, and this one right here. Okay. Now, if it finds support again here, then I'm going to take the buy, because what that tells me is that we're probably ranging now in this area, right? Because if we go to the 1 minute, we can see price already came here. See, when you get more than one touch, that tells you that we're in a potential range. So we touch here, came down, found support, came back to the same area, and it rejected again. So if you get that same behavior here, 9 times out of 10 you're in a range, and then price is just kind of going back and forth like that. We already got 2 touches here, right? So if we get another touch here, then that's probably an indication that we're ranging. Okay. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Okay. Hello. We're getting closer back to our level here. Let's see, guys. Can we break through? If we get a break past this time right here, y'all, I'm getting into a buy, okay? Just letting y'all know. If we break past this little long line right here, I'm going to get into a buy. $64,000 versus 26, based on where we are. Patience is a virtue. I'm just waiting. Waiting. See what price does for us. Great morning to everybody that just joined. Great morning. I'm looking at a potential buy right now. If this candle breaks past my area, I'm getting into a buy, which it looks like it is. Okay, 1 stop, 2 stop. Yeah, that's a good area. 1 stop. Let's see how it closes out, though. We need the body to close above that white line. The body to close above that white line. Right now we have 46,000 versus 16,000. 46,000 buys. Well, 50. Now we're in the 58,000 buys area versus 34,000. So we'll see if it's enough to push past this area right here. Okay. Here we go. 10 seconds. My stop loss 18,000. 126.25. 126.25 is my potential stop. Okay. That's my potential stop. Let's see. 1 here. And then 1 here. Yeah. All right. If this next candle closes, I'm going to tighten my stop up a little bit more, guys. 18,146.50. 18,146.50 is my potential new stop loss. 18,146.50 is my potential stop if we get this buy. Okay. We got another breakout right here. Can we break past? Now we got to break past here. We got a wick here. Now I need to break past there. Can we get a BPC or are we going to get rejected again? Let's see. Okay, so there's our breakout. Let's see if we get a pullback here. We don't need this candle to be too strong. If it's too strong, then we know we're probably coming back into the channel, right? But let's just be patient and let's let it close out. Okay, so it already pulled back in this area. So this candle will be considered a pullback if it closes above this area, guys. Even if it doesn't close in red because it came down here, it pulled back already. This is just where it closed, okay? So there's our pullback here. Let's see if we close like that though. Okay. There's our pullback. Let's see. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, so let me see. Tightening up the stop loss, guys, to 18,170.50. 18,170.50. Tightening up the stop loss to 18,170.50. 18,170.50. Okay, so I can put 8 on it now. All right, this is our candle right here. Let's see if this one breaks past this level here. Let's see. 40 seconds on this candle right here. Or if it just stays above. If it stays above, that's still good. Okay? 30 seconds. 30 seconds, y'all. 30 seconds. 30 seconds on this candle right here. Okay? Here we go. 10 seconds on this candle. Let's see if it closes above this level. If it does, that is a very good sign. All right, I like it. Okay, let's see if this next candle takes us above this level right here. I'm not getting into anything until we cross this level right here. All right, still not in anything. We need that confirmation of continuation before entering the trade. That's very important because you don't want to get caught in a fake out. You do not want to get caught in a fake out, guys. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens. Are we coming back in the channel or what? Let's see. Let's see how it closes. 15 seconds left on this candle. This is a strong level of support. We got 63,000 buys versus 28,000 sales right here. So I think this might be our candle. All right. Let's see. Ooh, it's cutting it close, guys. Still not there yet. Hold on. I'm not in anything yet. All right, I'm in a buy. I'm in a buy. I am in a buy, okay? Let me go ahead and set my targets here. 1 second. Just get these up here. Okay. Stop loss is at 18,170.50. Okay. And then let me give you my targets for my take profit here. Let's see. Got a lot of liquidity over here to the left. A lot of buys in the area here. Okay, so our next target, so TP1 is going to be here. And then TP2 will be about right here. Okay. Yep, so those are my targets right there. And then I'll put my ultimate zone right there. All right. Okay. So I'll go ahead and type that on the screen where my levels are. Real quick. Let me go to the 5 minute. Okay, so let's look at this real quick. Let's see here. So we have, let me get my text. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so my stop loss. Okay, my stop loss is 18,170.50. Take profit 1 is at 18,349.50. Okay, and then my TP2 is at 18,444.25. 18,444.25. Okay, so those are my levels right there. And let's see how this thing plays out today, guys. Let's see how it plays out. Okay, let me go ahead and copy this and put that in the chat as well. Okay, so those are my levels. All right. All right, cool. All right, so let's look at this thing. Let's go to the 1 minute, see what type of, aren't any too many sellers right here. Okay, so there is a high chance that we can continue to push up. Even if we get back to this level here, there are more buyers than sellers. Okay, so this is what's helping us manage the trade here. Okay, um, so we'll see if we get to TP1. Once we get to TP1, I am going to protect my position and see if we can try to test TP2 if we get there. Okay, but those are the levels here that we're looking at. All right, so we have 93,000 buys here. A little bit of sellers trying to come in, but still some buyer dominance here. Definitely some buyer dominance here as well. So let's see how this plays out for us, guys. Let's see how this plays out for us. Okay, here we go. 95,000 buys right here, 54,000 here. Okay, see if we can get a nice little push up from where we are. Let's look at the 1 minute. Okay, so if we look at the 1 minute here, let's see, 20,000 versus 12. Okay, not bad. Still need some push though. Okay, but right here is a good level of support right here. If we do pull back, this is a good level of support. 50,000 versus 6,000 right here as far as buys and sells. Okay, so let's just monitor this and we're going to manage it and see how price plays out for us. Okay, we have 25 seconds left on this candle right here. All right, and let's just see how this thing goes out for us. Right now we are in running profit. Okay, we are in running profit, but let's see how this thing, if it wants to continue to push up for us. Okay? I like the engulfing candle that's happening here. Okay, so that's another indication that the buyers are in control. The body of this candle is bigger than the body of this candle here. That's what that engulfing candle means. A bullish engulfing candle, meaning that there's a bullish candle here that's bigger than the bearish candle here. Okay, that's all that means there. Okay, so where we are currently, there are more buys here than sells. So let's see if we get another push here. All right, let's see if we get another push. Where are we? Let me see this. Any questions? If you got questions, please let me know. Okay, right now we're just managing the trade here. Just managing the trade here. Okay, so right now there are no sellers in. Right now there are no sellers in play. Okay, so let's see if we can continue to push up. Okay, that's a solid close for that candle. I like the way that candle closed. Okay, let's see what we have here. Let's see what we have. Let me go to the 5 minutes, see if I'm missing any levels here. If we look to the left, you can see it's a little wick action here. Okay. Okay, so heavy rejection at this 18,349 level. So we'll see. We'll see how price responds at this level here. but I think we can have enough buying pressure to at least retest that level. Okay. And you know what, guys? Let's move our. I'm going to go ahead and move my TP down just a little bit more, just to kind of lock that in. So 18,334 is a new TP1. New TP1 is 18,334. Okay. 18,334 is a new TP1. All right. So right now, in about $1,100 in running profit here. Nice movement here. Still more buyers in the market right now than sellers. Okay. So let's see if we can get this. See if we can get the TP1 here. We're getting close here. So because we're so close to TP1, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and break even on my stop loss, so that there is no loss on the position here. And I'm actually gonna lock in some profit here. Just a little bit, nothing crazy. So my new stop loss is at 18,246. My new stop loss is at 18,246. Okay, so 18,246 is my new stop loss. 0.50. I'll type it in. 246.50 is my new stop loss. Okay. So let's see how price responds right here, guys. Because right here it's saying that we have more buys than sells, but if it breaks past this area here, then we might want to reconsider getting out. Let's just see how it responds, though. Okay. Let's see how it responds. Because it could use this level. Remember, with trends, you have steps, right? So you could have this here, right? Yeah, it's coming down. It's coming down. Let's see if we can hold it. I'm still in. Let's see. All right, I'm stopped out, guys. So that was a nice move right there, right? So we got up here. We didn't necessarily hit our TP, but it was very close to it. Okay, let's see if this finds support here, and see if it wants to continue to the upside here. Now the risk here is that it got rejected here once, and so it could reject again here to the downside. So that's the risk. Okay. And I was willing to take that risk. You know, if I get stopped out here, take a little less profit to possibly gain a little bit more profit. Right? But let's see. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Is it going to find support, or is it going to get rejected? Because if we look to the left on the 5-minute here, we can see, right? We can see that there was some rejection here in this area, right? So our TP was like right here, and it just missed the TP, but it might still retest it. We'll see. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so we do have some more buyers here, but what I don't want is for price to slow down, because price was choppy all the way down to, up until this point here. Not too sure if it's going to break past this area here, because this was a strong level right here. And if you see here, the buys and sells are very thin right here. So we don't know which way price is going to move. So if you're still in your position, great job, right? But let's see if it'll break past here. And it's 10:09 right now, so we'll see how this plays out for us. Okay, we're getting another buy signal on the 1 minute. And we are, looks like we're trying to break past this little area right here. I might re-enter, guys. I might re-enter and tighten my stop loss to right here. Yeah, so TP one. Let's see, let me zoom in. It's coming right near that line. See if it break through. I'm not in anything. If it break past here, then I'll reconsider, but it's kind of slowing down now. And here's another thing too, guys. This is just something that we're going to talk about more too on the our other channels. But once we get, so like if you have the $50,000 account, if you're $300 or between $300 to $500 in profit, and unless you just had some crazy momentum. So like on this move right here, I was up like 1,100. I should just went on and took that profit. To be honest with y'all, right? Just went on and took that profit. Just because it wasn't a lot of momentum, right? It's a lot of back and forth action. You don't see consecutive green candles or consecutive red candles. So that's the difference in that. But either way, it's still a good win, right? But at this point, you get this close to TP1, just go ahead and take your profit. Go ahead and take your profit. All right. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for the session for today, guys. Another winning day. Okay. So that's really good. Let's keep this momentum going. But the volume order book, the order flow helps us to kind of see what's happening in real time in regards to orders and figuring out, okay, how we should kind of play this out, right? And so right now, we pretty much entered like somewhere around here, right? And we got out probably like somewhere down here or something. So if we get this close to take profit, we just gonna go ahead and take it, okay? We're just gonna go ahead and take it and then go from there, okay? When we see the inconsistency of the candle. So like yesterday, it was consecutive green candles. So that tells us that there's momentum and the buyers have some good strength to push through some levels. But when it's inconsistency like this and we get a lot of back and forth action, we just going to go ahead and take our profit and call it a day. Okay? So great job, everyone. Thank you guys for locking in. We're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at in the private channel for the futures. Okay? All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Peace.